What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, back with episode 181 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off some of the best gaming setups to give you some ideas and inspirations for your own setup. This week we got BT in the house. Brandon Taylor is going to be showing off his gaming setup for you all, so hope you're pumped for that. If you see anything you like, I'll have it all listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out. But let's start it off, episode 181. First, we have Jeffrey. You guys might remember him as Jiblub. He's showing off his custom desk PCs over the years, and he is back with his 2019 desk. Looking fresh as always. Checking it out, his single display is the Acer Predator Z35P, so a nice single ultra-wide there, keeping it more simple. I think visually sticking with one monitor was also the right choice. It just fits the desk more. Now into his gear for audio, on each side of the monitor are his speakers. Use the Ezio N-Ear 05 Extreme active studio monitors. And again, since it's a custom desk, he has these speaker stands practically built onto the side, so definitely a nice touch to that. And to the rest of his peripherals, his keyboard is Logitech Craft with Logitech G903 mouse on the Corsair Gaming MM300 mousepad and the Divine Pro 5000 headphones. And this is a great overhead shot because it gives us a peek into the PC. Now, obviously, it is built inside to the desk. It is fully custom with the pine wood and the steel construction here. And inside is an Intel i7 7800X CPU. It is cooled with the custom cooling and stuff by AlphaCool and EKWB. Fits in nicely in terms of the aesthetics as well. Even has a 7-inch PC monitor, sort of like a mini display built in. For the motherboard, it's an Asus ROG Strix X299E motherboard, 32 gigs of HyperX Fury RAM, and the MSI GTX 1080 Seahawk graphics card, and a Samsung 960 EVO M.2 SSD. But just a really great job on the internal construction here for physically building the PC inside the desk. You can see the I/O right under there, right at arm's reach, the fans and stuff for ample cooling. A killer desk PC. So I love custom stuff like this, and again, Jeffrey is no stranger to building these awesome setups. As you can see, the whole gaming room here for his family. Altogether, a really great job. Next is definitely a contender for one of the clean and minimal setups. I have those episodes every now and then. This one, obviously, keeping it more scaled back, but I like the approach with the wooden desk, the wooden headphone stand, even things like the wrist rest to complement some of the white accents in the peripherals, and obviously the PC. Now this sit-stand desk is called the Sway. It is 60 inches and a nice walnut desktop finish. Looks really nice, giving him that versatility to either sit down and relax or stand up and be productive. For his display, he's rocking an Asus ROG Strix 27-inch model. It's a nice 144Hz panel, and that too is on a white monitor arm. It's all about aesthetics, my people. Into the peripherals, his keyboard is from Woz. It's the V3. It's an 87-key layout, all custom here, with Logitech G703 gaming mouse on the Razer Invicta Mercury Edition mousepad. And then for audio, as you can see sitting on the walnut headset stand, he has the SteelSeries Arctis 7 wireless and Logitech Z207 speakers. Over to the PC, this is the Fantex Eclipse P600S case. Inside's an Intel i7 9900K CPU. I get an all nice custom cooling job with an MSI Z390 Godlike motherboard, 32 gigs of G.Skill Trident Z Royal RGB RAM, and the MSI RTX 2080 Ti Lightning Z GPU. That is a classy looking build, matches everything nicely. This guy's got the aesthetics all on point. You can see when it is in that stand configuration, cable management job is absolutely spectacular, super clean. Hit the lights at nighttime, have the RGB shine, bring the setup more into that, gamer mode. Loving the versatility here and the simplicity. Moving on up to the Upper East Side, we have the Design Labs here. He actually has a YouTube channel if you want to check it out. But this setup is looking real nice as well. Loving the touch of color in the pink with the wallpaper, matching some of the peripherals, the ivy, all the green. Loving it. Very zen. So for his two stacked displays, both ultra-wides, one more crazy than the other, the bottom one is the 49-inch Samsung CRG9 with an Acer Predator X34 as that overhead. So some serious screen real estate here. Got some RGB lighting behind the desk. For its peripherals, that custom keyboard is the IKBC MF87. Got some custom keycaps on there as well, with the Logitech G Pro wireless mouse, a nice wooden wrist rest, and a nice extended mouse pad. And I'm digging the little things like the Atlas coaster there. It fits in, the little touch of color with the flowers and stuff. All adds for the extra personalization here. For audio, we have the Ascend Acoustic Sierra 2 speakers with the Sennheiser 595 headphones. Then for the PC, the third one in a row with a custom hardline cooling, always nice to see. We have an Intel i7 4770K CPU with the Asus Hero 11 motherboard, water block from EK. The cooling pump, reservoir, and fittings are from Barrows. We have 32 gigs of Gigabyte Sniper RAM and the MSI Duke 1080 Ti graphics card. Just a super clean hardline loop. You even got the clear coolant on the inside, which when you have, the RGB enabled, can really make you switch it up to whatever sort of color theme you want. Then on the other side of the room, he also has a spot for kicking back and doing some console gaming, little shelf for the laptop as well. A very productive but chill spot for pretty much everything he wants. This is just a really great gaming space all around with a crazy desk setup. Tons of pixels, tons of nice gear, really loving what the Design Labs is doing with this setup. This is one of those setups that just fuels the inspiration. Must be the Ivy. Next, we have a Star Wars themed setup with the lightsabers, the helmets, and the stacked monitors. Well, stacked monitor and the TV. But for, a quote gaming setup, this one just checks off all the boxes when it comes to creativity. Checking out his monitors, the bottom one is an AOC Agnon 35-inch. He didn't supply any info on the overhead TV, but it's looking like a 55-inch if I had to guess, but a great clean mounting job. You could see the cable raceway hiding those cables there, so props for that. Down for the peripherals, we have the Corsair Strafe RGB with Cherry MX silent switches, some white Corsair keycaps with the Corsair M65 Elite mouse, matching the white on white. Then for audio, his speakers on the desk are really unique. These are always a fan favorite. The Edifier Luna Eclipse speakers in red with the HyperX Cloud 2 gaming headset mounted under the desk. Then speaking of mounted, we have another wall-mounted PC. I've said it once, I'll say it again. 2019 is the year of the wall-mounted builds. It's a Thermaltake Core P3 case. Inside an Intel i7 7700K CPU with the Corsair H150i Pro RGB AIO. Got 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance LED RAM on the MSI Z290 Gaming M5 motherboard with the EVGA GTX 1080 FTW graphics cards, and of course the Corsair RGB fans to give some more pop. Speaking of pop, shout out to my pops if you're watching. But altogether, I'm digging it. With that overhead, you have the stormtroopers and stuff, and I feel like having those helmets there on each side with the lightsabers just brings this to the next level, because you have all the colors, the RGB and stuff elsewhere, but when you're dedicating yourself to the Star Wars, I feel like having that sort of memorabilia stuff just makes it more authentic. So I'm digging this one.
What's up guys, it's BT here, and big shout out to Frank P for having me on his legendary setup tour show. I watch it every Sunday just like the rest of you guys, so it's a big honor to be here and show off my setup. If you guys don't know, I actually run my own tech channel where I cover PC parts, peripherals, phones, headphones, you name it, I review it. So without any further ado, let's hop into my setup and what I am currently running with. It changes all the time, but this is what I found to be the best for me. So starting with my desk, I'm using the Uplift V2 sit stand desk, which is 72 by 30 inches with a bamboo top and white legs. On my desk, I'm using everybody's favorite plant from IKEA. You guys know the vibes. I also have a Luffy Funko Pop. For my chair, I'm using the Herman Miller Embody in black. As for my lighting, I'm using the Philips Hue floodlight in my Tomon desk lamp. On the back side of my desk, I'm using the LifeX light strip. And then we move on to the two Quasar RGB light bars. These are made for videos and I usually use them for practicals. They're not on my desk all the time. I also have a wireless phone charger from Cineo. As for my monitors, I'm using two 27-inch monitors on a Vivo dual monitor arm. The two monitors that I use are the 4K LG 27 UK 650 for editing videos, and then on the other side I use the other one for gaming, which is the Acer Predator XB271HU 165Hz G-Sync monitor. Moving over to my PC, my pride and joy, it's sitting on an Alex drawer. and it is rocking a Corsair 570X case with 6 Corsair LL120 RGB fans, i7 6700K 4 GHz, Asus Hero 8 Alpha motherboard, 32 gigs of G-Skills Trident Z RAM, Samsung 970 1TB NVMe SSD, and a Gigabyte GTX 1080. My keyboard of choice is the Master Alt High Profile with Mito laser keycaps and a Hot Projects key transformer escape key. The mouse I'm using is a paracorded matte black Zowie S2 with hyperglides on a Artisan Zero XL mousepad. As for the speakers, I decided to go minimal and get the Creative Lab Pebbles. For my DAC, I'm using the RME ADI2, and that's running into a Loxjai P20 balanced tube amp to warm up my HD 800S headphones from Sennheiser. For gaming, voiceovers, and my Twitch streaming, I am using the Shure SM7B plugged into a Scarlett Solo audio interface. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for my setup tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hop over to my channel for more, and big shout out to Frank P for having me on the show again. Much appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
In this episode of Room Tour Project is sponsored by Corsair and Elgato with the brand new Stream Deck XL, bringing 32 fully customizable LCD screens all to your fingertips for pretty much endless capabilities. If you're photo editing, video editing, gaming, streaming, have these customizable macros and buttons right at arm's reach is not only awesome, but it will completely perfect your workflow. Endless customization, endless possibilities. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link for you in the description down below. Alright guys, that'll wrap it up for episode 181 of Room Tour Project. Hope you enjoyed. Shout out and a big thank you to Brandon Taylor for showing off his setup. I'll have his channel listed for you down below, as well as all the gear and hardware you saw. It'll be linked down there, and some simple instructions on how to submit your setup if you want to be possibly considered in a future episode of Room Tour Project. Just literally check the links down below for it all. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And last, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.